Hi, I'm Graham and welcome to Man vs Film. This is going to be a review for the Maze Runner, the Scorch trials.
Man vs Film.
Last year, roughly around about the same time, the Maze Runner arrived on the big screen and I went along to see it with little hope. I just thought it was going to be another YA adventure movie along the lines of The Divergent, I think The Hunger Games, I Am Number 4, those kind of movies, and I was pleasantly surprised to find a movie that I rather enjoyed. I found it was an interesting tale, I had some curiosities about it, it had some interesting characters, and I was actually interested to see where these characters were going to end up and what the maze was all about. At the end of the movie, they escape from the maze. At the end of the movie, it turns out they're giant lab rats for this company called Wicked, and these people come in, kill everybody and evacuate them from this maze, and that's where the movie finishes. And it was one of these, oh my god, what an ending, what is going to happen here, I can't wait to find out. It was such a great cliffhanger of an ending, so I couldn't wait for the next movie to arrive, and I've recently seen it a couple of days ago. Now the movie starts off with the helicopter that they escaped on arriving in this other strange building in the middle of seemingly nowhere, and the guys find out that there's all these other mazes been all over the place and people have been evacuated and led to this one place. And people start to get taken out, a group every night, they go on moving on to somewhere else. But the main character, Thomas, played by Dylan O'Brien, thinks that this is a bit too perfect for them, a bit too lucky to have ended up here, and he starts to delve into things and pretty quickly realises that this is another faction of Wicked. It's all been one big setup, they didn't escape, they're still caught with the group and they need to get out as soon as. So he gathers together everybody that he can and manages to escape the building into the wilderness, into the Scorch, the desolated wilderness of what the planet used to be. The first start of the movie is very exciting, very interesting. You find out a few things about the people, the characters and that, and you're wondering where it's going to go. Once they get out into the Scorch, it becomes extremely bland and boring. It's basically people just trudging through the desert. You don't really find much story. They stumble across a group of people, which points them to another person. They move to that other person, it points them to another person, they go there. They're basically just walking through the movie. Every now and again they'll get chased, every now and then there'll be an explosion or an action set piece or something like that, which is generally a well shot action scene, but again there's no real story to the piece here. It definitely feels like the middle part of a trilogy or a 3-act story structure. You've got the initial first movie that's really exciting, sets up the world and everything that you want to know about it, and then the middle part just kind of moves along but doesn't really have any ups or downs. It's just a sort of steady pace, and then you're hoping that it's going to be a climactic finish, and at this point I am just hoping that it's going to be a climactic finish. I haven't read the book, so I don't know if these differ from the books or not. All I know is it differs extremely from the first movie. Whereas the first movie I loved, this one I was extremely disappointed in it. I find that the characters have very little to do and their roles in the movie are telegraphed well in advance and nothing comes as a surprise. There's scenes added in that make no sense whatsoever. There's one party scene and you're like, why is that there? It doesn't mean anything, it doesn't evolve the plot, it doesn't move it along any way, shape or form. It's just there to have some cool imagery and set up a possible love triangle, which is something these movies do not need. This movie is bigger than the original. It's got a bigger budget, it's got a bigger cast, it's got bigger action, but bigger is not always better. And if you were a fan of the original, you may be disappointed here unless you're a hardcore fan of the books. When the movie ends, it leads more questions and sets up a final movie, which they're only going to do it in one part, thank god. No one this split into 2 parts just to squeeze every bit of penny out of the customers. But I don't know if I'm overly interested in this set piece that is set up. I don't think the series is ever going to live up to that well paced, well set, very interesting opening movie. I'm going to give Scorch Trials 1.5 out of 5. I was extremely disappointed and when a good start quickly faded away and became monotonous, overwrought, with the characters becoming extremely and increasingly uninteresting. The only thing to save it was the action was quite good, but that's not really enough to save a movie. I'm really hoping that they pull things together and galvanise and really come out with an explosive third part of this series. Like I said, it does feel like a 3-act story structure with the initial interesting point, the meandering second part, and I'm just hoping that the third part is going to blow me away. And I will see you next time on Man vs Film.
Man vs Film.